My mom wanted to talk to me about everything and her will and how everything was set up, like when she had the liver surgery so many years ago. And I didn't want to hear it because
Right.
I'm like, I don't want to talk about this. This is not a happy subject to talk about. It's not like, planning for a wedding or welcoming your friend's new baby or a graduation or anything that's a happy moment in life. It is the most unhappy moment in life that you got to deal with. So I wouldn't talk to her about it. And I was like, yeah. I know you told me this is here, whatever. But when she had the liver surgery and she was in that OR for 9 hours, I was like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. I
Right.
don't know what I have to take care of, who I have to call, what it's going to be. And I don't know if she's going to be here. And that's when it became like a reality of you have to have an open discussion with your loved ones. People have to know what your wishes are, they have to know where things are. And it may not be pleasant. I have a friend, her father refuses to talk about it. And he's older. And she's like, no one's going to know what to do. And I feel like, in a little bit of a way, that was my grandmother. My grandmother planned her funeral. She had everything down that she wanted, like her little Cadillac casket, all that stuff
Hmm.
set up. But after the fact, bank accounts, insurances, anything like that, we knew nothing. We ended up finding out about stuff because we would find papers as we were going through her house and everything. And we were like, well, is this legit or not? And so we were calling all these crazy insurance ones, and they're like, oh no, she cashed that out like 20 years ago, and all this stuff that we had to jump through hoops. And it became more of a frustration for us in the fact that we were also trying to grieve and honor her, that
Right.
now we have to go through this process. So it really is something that people need to feel like it's okay to talk about more. It's okay, especially I think as we get older. Like I worry about Connor. I want to make sure. I've told the kid. I said, "This is here. This is here. This is what you do. You make sure you follow this," because I don't want it to be more complicated or difficult for him when he's already going to be grieving and going through an emotional situation.
Right.
So
Let me ask you this: when you were in the
riddle me this.
riddle me
Riddle me
this,
this,
riddle me
shall
this.
we?
When you were in the hospital
Mm-hmm.
and doctors or whoever would come in the room, it it drives me nuts. It's happened when my parents were in the hospital, and when I've been at hospital rooms with other people, where they talk about the patient with the patient there. Example, my friend Kathy's mom was a hospice in a beautiful room in a hospital, and they came in front of her saying, well, she's going to need diapers, so we're getting these diapers because, she's going to lose control and all these kind of things. And it's like, why are you talking like that in front of the person? I don't know
And
why
she's
and
here.
she's here and she's alert. It bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what are you doing?
And what they don't understand either, and with my mom, like once she was sedated and was there, I told you, like she still clamped down on that thing.
Right.
She still had the wherewithal and the mental capacity to understand what was probably happening within the room. So yeah, they're still there. They're still listening, even though they may have come to the awareness that they are passing, their body is shutting down. This is happening, but they're still there. Like they haven't left this world yet. They're still present, and I notice that they do that a lot. The people, because they may be sedated, but sometimes they're still hearing stuff. So talk like it's the patient that you are talking with, including the family in a conversation. It's almost sometimes like they don't know how to communicate with the family and the patient at the same time when they're in the room.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm a
Or
different.
they'll talk over you like you're stupid. That's what really pisses me off, is when they kind of talk to you in a way like you're so naive and you don't know what you're talking about. When the internet and Google, look up anything on Google and you can find out so much about what it says. I know my mom's charts were online. And so I had her sign in because she wanted to know what some of her labs were and stuff that would come in. So I would go on and check daily so I can read. And if there's something that's like metastatic, widespread, whatever, that you don't understand, you look it up on Google and it's like, oh, here's what this is. And I'm like, ooh, that's not good.
Right.
So what pissed me off when she was in the hospital was no one would tell her the truth. It's like, just be honest with her. If it's metastatic cancer that has spread and it is in the liver now, tell her how long she has.
Right.
Stop trying to give her hope for something that she cannot recover from, because you can look up anything and see what it says. So also when you're in the hospital, either put it in layman's terms so I can understand, or don't talk to me like I'm an idiot.
I want to ask you this. Riddle me this again. No, just kidding. I try to keep people happy.
Mm-hmm.
So when a friend of mine whose father was passing away, I went to visit in the hospital, and he was at the end, and I think he knew it, everyone knew it or whatever, but I went in and I said, you had to come to the hospital with the pretty nurses, you were sick of your daughter. You know what I mean? Like, try to keep it up like that.
Being a smart ass.
Right. But, keep it like fun. Where my friend, she takes a chair, she puts it down by her
I was going to say, did she hit you with it?
Yeah, no, she puts it down and she's like, sit down, say goodbye to my father. Like, and I'm just like, that's so awkward. Like, why? Like, well, I'm not going to tell the man goodbye, because then I'm like saying your fate is sealed. Like he may know that he's dying, but like, do I have to say thank you for all those times I've spent at your house? You've been a great host. Like it was just the most awkward thing. Now, do you prefer that, or would you prefer someone like me who just wants to keep everything light and fluffy, or do you want to, like, I would leave it up to them if they wanted to say goodbye or whatever, like lead that way. But
well, it's like when my mom was in the hospital, people were coming to see her. I never told anybody any way to talk to her or not talk to her. It's like, say what you want to say, and it's up to you how you want to react to her. And so, like, her one friend came in and talked to her for a little bit, and then just wanted to sit with her. Like, Connor came in and asked for a moment so he could sit and talk to his grandma and hold her hand and be next to her. My one friend, it was so funny because it was almost like she was talking to my mom in the hospital as if they were just sitting here at any other time that they had been together having a conversation at the dining table. So
see, I like that.
It's different.
So if you ever come talk to me, make sure you keep it light.
Just like
don't make me feel like I'm doomed.
Yeah. No, she just came in and she was like, saying that she liked the little blanket. We had taken him from my mom, and she's like, how you doing? And she like kind of, my mom's little foot was out a little bit of the corner, and she like kind of touched her foot. She goes, oh, your toes cold. Let's cover your toes up. And so it was cute the way she would talk to her. So, and then all of us had our own moments with her. So I don't think any of us were just kind of like, doom and gloomy or this is it. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Farewell, my friend. Type of thing. It was like, no, we're
like
not
in Moonstruck when the old lady is in the bed and the son is there and he's like crying, and the old lady's like, go. Do you remember that?
I haven't seen that movie in so long, but I have to watch it again.
Yes.
But yeah, so
I don't know.
It's all crazy. But we have more stuff to talk about.
We do.
Because I want to get into the whole dog thing too. Because we both are at that point where it's
with our two dogs.
It's like parents got older, we getting older. It's like our dogs are older, and so that's another. I'm not looking forward to that because it's kind of like cancer. One's 11, one's 9.5, about to be 10. And it's just kind of like, here's another phase.
Yeah, mine are hitting that 15 mark.
Another phase of fucking grief getting ready to come. And it's like how we process that with them, because they're our kids, our fur kids. We'll get into that and more stuff because this is fun.
All right.
We need this.
Sounds good.
We need it.
I need something.
Hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell to stay up to date on all new videos.